waiting for a signal. That signal tells your body whether today is going to be a day of repair and strength or a day of slow, invisible wear and tear. And after 60, those signals start to matter in a way they never did before. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness. Because here's the encouraging part. Your body is still listening. It's still capable of adapting, protecting itself, even getting stronger. The window isn't closed. It's just that the way you open it matters more now. People assume that living a long, independent life comes down to genetics, or luck, or some expensive treatment they haven't discovered yet. But researchers who study aging keep finding something surprising. The people who stay sharp, mobile, and independent well into their 80s and 90s usually aren't doing anything extreme. They're not on strict diets. They're not taking 20 pills a day. What they have in common is much simpler than that, and much more repeatable. They've built a small handful of morning habits that, done consistently, quietly protect the brain, the heart, the muscles, and the mood every single day without dramatic effort. That's what we're going to walk through together. 10 habits. Nothing extreme. Nothing that requires a prescription or a plane ticket to some clinic overseas. Just small, science-backed actions that, stacked together, can change the trajectory of how you age. Let's start with the first one, because it might be the most overlooked habit of all. Habit number 1. Don't reach for your phone first. For most people, the very first thing they do after opening their eyes is check their phone. News, messages, notifications. It feels harmless. But here's what's actually happening inside your body in that moment. The instant you wake up, your brain is still finishing its transition out of sleep. Your nervous system is deciding whether to ease into the day calmly or snap into alert mode. When the first thing your eyes see is a bright screen full of information, especially anything stressful, your body often responds by releasing cortisol, your primary stress hormone, earlier and more sharply than it needs to. Do that every single morning for years, and you're training your nervous system to start each day already a little tense. Think about Carol, a retired school teacher in her late 60s. She used to check her phone before her feet even hit the floor. She told her doctor she felt anxious most mornings, but couldn't explain why. When she started leaving her phone in another room and giving herself just 10 quiet minutes before looking at it, she noticed something simple. She felt calmer by breakfast. Nothing else in her life had changed. Just those 10 minutes. The common mistake here isn't laziness. It's not realizing that how you begin shapes how you continue. A stressed first 10 minutes can echo through your entire morning. The practical fix is simple. Keep your phone out of arm's reach overnight. Give yourself even 5 to 10 minutes of quiet before you engage with the outside world. Let your nervous system wake up before the world starts talking to you. And once your mind has had that quiet moment, there's something your body needs next. Something involving light. Habit number 2. Get real sunlight within the first hour. This one surprises people every time because it sounds too simple to matter. But here's where things get interesting. Your body runs on an internal clock called your circadian rhythm. It controls your sleep, your energy, your metabolism, even your mood. And the single strongest signal that resets that clock every day is natural light hitting your eyes in the morning. When you step outside, even just onto a porch or a balcony, sunlight tells your brain it's time to stop producing melatonin, the hormone that makes you sleepy, and start preparing for the day. Experts generally agree this simple exposure helps regulate not just your sleep quality that night, but your energy levels and mood throughout the day. Here's what most people don't realize. As we age, our eyes naturally let in less light, and many older adults spend more time indoors. That combination can quietly disrupt the body's internal clock, which research has linked to poorer sleep and lower daytime energy. Robert, a retired postal worker, started taking his coffee outside instead of drinking it at the kitchen table. Just 10 minutes on his porch each morning. He didn't expect much. But within a couple of weeks, he told his daughter he was falling asleep faster at night and waking up without that groggy, heavy feeling he'd had for years. The mistake most people make is assuming light through a window counts the same as being outside. It doesn't. Window glass filters out much of the natural light your body needs to properly reset that internal clock. So the advice is straightforward. Step outside, even for a few minutes, before you get busy with your day. Let your eyes and your body know that morning has arrived. And once your body knows it's morning, the next question becomes, how are you fueling it? Habit number 3. Hydrate before you caffeinate. Overnight, your body goes 6, 7, sometimes 8 hours without a single sip of water. By the time you wake up, you're already mildly dehydrated, even if you don't feel thirsty. And here's something most people don't know. Mild dehydration doesn't always show up as thirst. In older, adults especially, it often shows up as fatigue, brain fog, or a headache that people usually blame on something else entirely. So many people wake up and go straight for coffee. Nothing wrong with coffee. We'll get to that. But if it's the very first thing entering your body, you may be adding a mild diuretic to a body that's already running low on fluids. A simple glass of water first thing in the morning helps kickstart circulation, supports kidney function, and can noticeably improve that foggy feeling many people just accept as normal aging. Margaret, 71 years old, used to feel sluggish every single morning. Her doctor asked her one simple question. How much water do you drink before noon? The honest answer was almost none. She started keeping a glass of water on her nightstand and drinking it before anything else. She said the fog lifted faster than she expected, and it cost her nothing. The common mistake is treating thirst as the warning sign. By the time you're thirsty, you're already behind. The fix is almost embarrassingly simple. A glass of water before your coffee, tea, or breakfast. Once your body is hydrated, it's ready for movement. And this next habit is one where people often go wrong in a very specific way. Habit number 4. Move gently before you move hard. We've all heard that exercise is important. But there's a difference between exercise that protects your joints and exercise that quietly damages them over time. And it often comes down to what you do in the first few minutes after getting out of bed. While you sleep, the fluid that lubricates your joints settles. Your muscles cool down. Your body essentially needs a warm-up before it's ready for anything demanding. Jumping straight into brisk activity, even something as simple as rushing up the stairs or bending quickly to tie your shoes, can be where minor strains and joint irritation happen. This is where a short stretching routine or a few minutes of slow, gentle movement makes a real difference. Some gentle range of motion movements, rolling the shoulders, slowly extending the knees, a few careful ankle circles, can help ease your body into the day. Frank, a retired contractor, used to go straight from bed to his morning chores. He started noticing stiffness in his lower back that seemed to get worse every year. A physical therapist suggested just 5 minutes of gentle stretching before he did anything else. Frank was skeptical. It seemed too small to matter. But after a few weeks, the stiffness that used to last until lunchtime was gone by mid-morning. The mistake many people make is either skipping movement entirely or going too hard, too fast. The advice is balance, a few minutes of gentle movement to prepare your body, setting the stage for whatever activity comes later in your day. And speaking of preparing your body, there's a nutrient many people over 60 don't get enough of, and it directly affects your morning energy. Habit number 5. Prioritize protein at breakfast. Many people grew up believing breakfast means toast, cereal, or a pastry. But as we age, our bodies become less efficient at building and maintaining muscle, a natural process called sarcopenia. And the first meal of the day plays a bigger role in fighting that than most people realize. Protein in the morning gives your body the building blocks it needs to maintain strength. And research suggests spreading protein intake throughout the day, rather than saving it all for dinner, may better support muscle maintenance as we age. Here's what's easy to miss. Muscle isn't just about looking strong. It's about balance, mobility, and independence. Strong muscles are directly tied to fewer falls, easier movement, and a lower risk of needing assisted care later in life. Diane, 64, used to eat the same bowl of cereal every morning for 30 years. When she added eggs or Greek yogurt to her breakfast instead, she noticed she felt fuller longer and had steadier energy through the late morning, instead of that familiar crash before lunch. The common mistake is a carbohydrate-heavy breakfast with little to no protein, which can lead to a quick energy spike followed by a crash. The fix doesn't require a dramatic overhaul. Eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or even a small handful of nuts alongside your usual breakfast can make a meaningful difference. Now, once your body is fueled, there's a quieter habit that affects something just as important as your muscles: your memory. Habit number 6. Challenge your brain before your day gets busy. Here's something that surprises a lot of people. The morning, before the day's distractions and decisions pile up, is when your brain has some of its clearest, most available energy. Engaging your brain early, even briefly, may help support memory and mental sharpness over time. This doesn't mean solving complicated puzzles. It can be as simple as reading a few pages, doing a crossword, or even trying to recall details from the day before. Experts generally agree that mentally stimulating activities done consistently are associated with better cognitive health as people age. The key word is consistently, not intensity, but repetition. Harold, a retired engineer, started doing a simple word puzzle every morning with his coffee, not for any particular reason other than enjoying it. Years later, his doctor noted that his memory and mental clarity were sharper than most people his age. Harold didn't do anything dramatic. He just gave his brain a small daily workout, the same way you'd exercise a muscle. The mistake many people make is assuming brain health is passive, that it either happens or it doesn't. But like muscles, the brain responds to use. The advice is simple. A few minutes of reading, a puzzle, or even a quiet moment of reflection before the noise of the day begins. And speaking of noise, our next habit is about something that shapes your entire day before you've even left the house. Habit number 7, set an intention, not just a to-do list. Most people wake up and immediately think about what needs to get done: appointments, errands, responsibilities. And while that's practical, it can also put your mind into a slightly anxious, reactive state before the day has even started. Setting a simple intention, one word or one sentence about how you want to feel or approach the day, shifts your mindset from reactive to intentional. This isn't about positive thinking for its own sake. Mindset and stress levels are closely tied to physical health, including heart health and immune function. Patricia, 73, started each morning by simply saying to herself, "Today I'll move a little, laugh if I can, and not rush." Nothing complicated. But she said it changed how she carried herself through the day. Less hurried, less tense. The common mistake is letting the to-do list be the very first thing that enters your mind each morning. The fix is small. Before the list, take 15 seconds to decide how you want to show up for the day. Now let's talk about something almost everyone underestimates: your posture. Habit number 8. Fix your posture before you fix your coffee. As we age, poor posture can quietly contribute to back pain, breathing difficulty, and even balance problems. 3 things directly tied to independence. Here's what most people don't think about: the way you sit up, in bed, the way you stand for the first time each morning. These small moments set a pattern your body follows for hours afterward. Standing tall, shoulders back, taking a few deep breaths before diving into your morning routine helps activate your core muscles and supports better balance throughout the day. Better balance is directly linked to a lower risk of falls, which remain one of the leading causes of injury and loss of independence for older adults. Something simple. Standing against a wall for 30 seconds each morning, shoulders and head touching the wall before starting his day. It sounds almost too small to matter. But he said it made him more aware of his posture throughout the entire day, and his chronic shoulder tension noticeably improved. The mistake is assuming posture is something you either have or don't. In reality, it's a habit you rebuild every single day, starting the moment you get out of bed. Now, onto something that plays a bigger role in longevity than most people expect: connection. Habit number 9. Connect with another person early in the day. Loneliness is one of the most underestimated health risks for people over 60. Experts have linked social isolation to a range of health concerns, including heart health and cognitive decline. Something as simple as a morning phone call, a conversation with a neighbor, or even a friendly exchange with someone at the coffee shop can provide a real sense of connection that shapes your entire day. Eleanor, 79, lives alone since her husband passed. She started calling her sister every morning, just for 5 minutes. She said those 5 minutes became the anchor of her entire day. Something to look forward to. Something that made her feel less alone. The common mistake is assuming connection only matters when we're going through something hard. In reality, small daily moments of connection are protective in themselves. The advice is simple. Reach out to one person, even briefly, early in your day. And finally, the last habit, and in many ways, the one that ties everything else together. Habit number 10. Protect your morning from rushing. This last one isn't a specific action, it's a mindset. Many people wake up and immediately move at a rushed, anxious pace, checking the clock, hurrying through breakfast, rushing to get somewhere. That rushed state keeps your body in a low-grade stress response before the day has even properly begun. Over time, that chronic morning stress has been linked by researchers to elevated blood pressure and increased strain on the heart. Giving yourself even 15 extra minutes in the morning, waking up slightly earlier, or simplifying your routine can shift your entire nervous system from stressed to calm. Walter, 81, used to wake up at the very last possible minute every day for decades. When his daughter suggested he try waking up just 20 minutes earlier, he was doubtful it would make any real difference. But he said those 20 minutes transformed his mornings from frantic to peaceful, and he noticed he felt calmer well into the afternoon. The mistake almost everyone makes is treating rushing as unavoidable. It rarely is. The fix is simply protecting a little more time for yourself each morning, so your body starts the day from a place of calm instead of urgency. So here we are. 10 habits. None of them extreme. None of them requiring a prescription, a gym membership, or a bank account full of savings. And that's really the heart of everything we've talked about today. Longevity isn't built in dramatic all-or-nothing moments. It's built in small, repeated choices. The water before the coffee, the sunlight before the screen, the stretch before the rush. You don't need to adopt all 10 habits tomorrow morning. In fact, trying to change everything at once rarely works for anyone. Instead, pick just one. The one that stood out to you the most while you were listening. Start there. Let it become natural before you add another. Because the truth researchers keep finding again and again is this: it's not perfection that leads to a longer, healthier, more independent life. It's consistency. Small things done reliably day after day. So tell me, which one of these 10 habits surprised you the most? Was it the sunlight, the protein, the simple idea of not rushing? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this, so tell me, which one of these 10 habits surprised you the most? Was it the sunlight, the protein, or simply slowing down in the morning? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more evidence-based health tips designed to help you stay strong, sharp, healthy, and independent for years to come.